Hi guys! Welcome back to my channel and welcome again to another painting tutorial. Today I'm just so excited to paint because I'll be painting a seascape. It's been a while, and as some of you already know, I love to paint seascapes and waves and foams and just water in general. So I decided to paint something that I'm really excited about doing. And although I also like trying some new subjects, there's nothing wrong with going back to what what you're just passionate about doing. I have a lot of seascape paintings, and I also love going to the beach. So they're just my actions and my paintings are just consistent with each other. So yeah, let's begin now. Oh, by the way, the colors that I'll be using for today are very minimal. We won't be using a lot of colors, but we will be playing with light, which is also my favorite technique. So here are the colors that I'll be using for today's tutorial. They will be listed in the description box below as well, so that you can refer to them if you think that I talk too much or I talk so fast. So here are the colors. You have titanium white, cerulean blue, primary blue, and lilac and black. So I included black because I haven't really painted something that I didn't have any black to it. Whether it's for shading, whether it's for graying something, muting something, I always use black. So even if I'm not going to be doing visible black, the difference will be visible on the muteness of the color, if that makes sense. Okay, so let's begin now. I'll be using a huge brush for that. I'll be using this brush. I haven't used this brush for quite a while. I got this from Korea. Again, if you watch my last video, I mentioned that a lot of my materials came from Korea. So I'll be using this paintbrush. I don't even know what this brush is, but it says here Rubens 30mm. Okay, if that has a meaning, or if that will help you be guided in buying your brush, if you want to have the exact brush that I'm using now, you can have that reference. So for the starting colors, I'll be using my cerulean blue. So I'm just gonna grab my cerulean blue and get my water, and I'm just gonna start. I'm using a lot of water, by the way. So I'm gonna start my canvas with this color. Okay. Okay. Now I'm gonna get my lilac, okay, or my violet. I'll be adding a little bit of black to that so that it's muted. And I'm just gonna go and use that color right on the middle section. Maybe to some this will not make sense because the color, we're doing a seascape, but I'm using this color. It's not really consistent with water, but it definitely has something to do with the light. So bear with me on this one. Just hang on there and it will make sense later. Okay, so I'll be getting my white and black to get some gray color like this. Maybe this gray. Maybe add blue. So it's like this color. This is just the starting underpainting, okay? Underpainting. And I'm gonna use that to underpaint the last part of the bottommost part of the canvas. Okay. I'm gonna wash my brush out. Okay, now I'm gonna get my white, and I'll be adding black to it so that it's a little bit gray. Okay, and I'll be touching on this area between the blue and the violet. Also right here. Just like that. Okay, I'll be using a different brush. I'll be getting my blue, my primary blue, and mix it with a little bit of black. And I'm just gonna go and create some markings. So we're starting to create some depth. You know, when I'm painting seascapes, I don't think too much. I just go with it. Okay, just like that. All right, just like that. Okay. I'm gonna get again my violet and white and black. Let's go back to this area. I'm gonna make some short dabs right here. Okay, and also right here. Okay, so the middle section will be a little more dark because it's where the wave is located. Okay. Now I'm gonna get a new brush so that I can use white without, you know, contaminating it. I'm gonna use this brush. Gonna get my white. Add a little bit of black so that it's a little bit gray. We don't want to use pure white at the moment. Okay. We're painting waters, so there will be a lot of movements. Also right here. I'll be using my palette knife later. And I'm so excited because I'm a huge fan of palette knife when it comes to seascapes. I don't think I have painted any seascape without using my palette knife. Okay, so as you can see, there's no particular pattern as long as your brush stroke suggests movements in the water. Oops. My paintbrush just flew away. Okay. Then I'll be getting my blue. I'm just gonna combine Cerulean Blue and Primary Blue. Okay. Remember that we will be playing with light, so it will make sense later. For now, just allow me to do this. And I really suggest that you watch the video first before painting along with me. I mean, not just for this tutorial, but for all my tutorials. Because sometimes it's good to just watch first before proceeding with the painting along. Because when you already saw how it's done, it will be easier for you to follow once you rewatch it. So I'll be adding a little bit of black to the blue mixture so that I really darken this part of the wave. And I think one of my most popular tutorials are my seascapes. I don't know why. Maybe because I really enjoy painting them, and it kind of shows. I'll be using the same color. Okay, and now I'm gonna get my palette knife because I just want to, identify where the foams and where the light are gonna go. So I'm gonna use the back of my palette knife and start doing some foams. Okay, I know that this looks abstract for now, but trust me, it will make sense later. So I'm gonna use the back of my palette knife. I'm gonna dab onto my white, titanium white. So I'm just gonna use the back. Okay. If you notice, my palette is cleaner today. I just scraped off the dried acrylics for the benefit of those who are grossed out. And I'm just gonna use the back of my palette knife, as I was saying, and I'm gonna start creating some sparkles. Actually, this is not pure white. I added a little bit of black so that it's more gray. And I'm just gonna use the back of my palette knife to create more natural looking patterns that you probably won't achieve if you're using an ordinary brush, because when you use the palette knife, you take away, you let go of the control. Okay, you only hold it, but you're not really controlling it. You cannot really control the patterns that will be created by the palette knife. You can only control where it goes, but as to the look of the look of the final image, you don't have any control. Now I'm gonna get some like light purple. I'm gonna get my purple and then add white, so it's like this color. Okay, and I'm gonna use this to create some more markings. Okay, also down here. Okay, I'm gonna use a smaller brush to control more the look of this seascape. I'm gonna use my violet and add black. So I'm gonna use this color to darken certain areas. Of course, I'm gonna use my hands. Okay, so now we're darkening the bottom, or that part of the wave. I can't describe it. I mean, for sure there's a technical term for that. Okay, and I'll be adding a little bit of that pinky colors, purplish. Okay, right here. also down here. You know what makes this seascape purple or pinkish? It's not because the water is purple, it's because of the light, okay? If you appreciate light effects, you know exactly why things appear the way they are, even if, you know, the actual thing does not really look like that. That's because of the effect of the light. And for artists, I think it is important that we value the effect of light because it affects the painting. Now it's a little bit making sense, but I'm not still happy about it. So I'm gonna get my blue, my Cerulean Blue, okay, and I'm gonna add more details. In all honesty, again, I don't want to rush this painting because I love seascapes. I love seascapes, so I'm not gonna rush this thing. So I'm using some dark blue. And if you're new to my channel, I just want to mention that I love using my hands directly on the canvas. So if you've got issues touching the paints, I recommend to not really, you don't have to touch the paint the way I'm doing it. It's only my technique. I'm only showing my technique. It doesn't mean that you have to have my own technique. You don't have to copy the technique that I'm using. If you've already found your own technique, go ahead and use that. Mm-hmm. Now I'm gonna get light purple. Let's do some light purples or pink. Now I'm gonna gray that down. I'm gonna add black to that so that it's not super pink. I'm gonna gray it more. Okay. And I'm using a lot of water. I mean, more water than usual, because I think I've mentioned that before, that when I'm painting water, I use more water, right? It just makes sense. I mean, to me. Okay, I'm gonna add more white. To make it to make it light. Okay. You will notice how watery my brushstroke is. It's very watery. right here. I'm just gonna add some hints of pinks or purple. Okay, I'm gonna darken that purple. Okay. And then some lighter purples. Okay. Okay, like that. And then I'm gonna get some white, pure white. But if some colors mix, it's all right, okay? So I'm gonna use some dabbing motion. I'm not really like spreading the paint the normal way. I'm using some short dabs and without a particular pattern. I'm just trying to create some movement. You know, when I use a palette knife, later I'll be doing some more movements. Actually, down here, I'm doing more horizontal brush strokes. Horizontal more than any other brush strokes. Okay, now I'm gonna get my palette knife. Just gonna dab onto my white. And I'm just gonna create more movement. And for seascapes, I think it's more beautiful if it's texturized. Not that you have to really apply thick paints, but you don't have to have flat looking surface. It's okay if you've got some bumps and all that because of the movement. The more bumpy the painting is, the more what do you call that? The more movement that you create. Just like that. Okay. And I'm gonna apply the same right here. Okay. And create some more white. This is just pure white. I'm gonna mix that with blue so that I create some light blue. And I'm gonna use that to create more patterns. Actually, I can use a smaller brush. Let me check. I will definitely use some black later. I need to darken some areas, particular areas, to give this some dimension. Okay. This a little more purplish. And then now I'm gonna get a pointy brush. Okay, I'm gonna get a pointy brush. I'm gonna get my white and my gray. So I'm gonna use some gray color first. And I'm gonna dab on some grays, tiny dots. And then let me add some more depth by adding dark blues on the distant portion of the sea. Okay. Alright, I'm waiting for this area to dry actually, because I really want it to be light in appearance. So I'm gonna get more white because I just ran out of white. Okay. And I'm gonna use more white. This is pure white. some more. I'm gonna get some more violet. All right, I'm gonna get my white and I'm gonna make some, I'm gonna lighten a bit. Just slightly touching it. Some purples. I'm trying to make some blending because when we're painting water, we don't want to have harsh lines going up. Okay, I'm gonna get my black. I'm gonna try to darken this part. Make sure that this area is dry. It doesn't have to be completely dry, but just make sure that you can paint on it without covering the original paint. Okay, just darken it. I'm gonna get my palette knife again. I'm gonna dab onto my light blue. So white and blue. White. Okay, I'm just gonna get more white to create more patterns on the wave. Mhm. And I'm gonna use watered down blue. Okay, I'm gonna use watered down blue, meaning I'll be using more water and creating this blue colors. Remember to avoid doing harsh lines. Um, that's not something that you want to see on water painting. Let me check. It's making sense now. But I need to add more details because I'm really obsessed about painting seascapes. So I'm gonna get my fan brush. Alright, for some reason I couldn't find my fan brush. I found it. Hey, I found it. I thought I lost my fan brush. Can't go anywhere. So I'm gonna wet my fan brush. And I'm gonna dab onto my white. Let's try. And I'm gonna go and just do the same thing, but I'm allowing the fan brush to create some markings that I probably won't achieve if I'm just using an ordinary brush. Okay, I'm gonna get my light blue. I'm not really washing my brush. So let's create some more patterns. Like that. I'm just gonna get my white, but there's blue in it, so I'm allowing the blue and the white to mix. And also the distant waters. Okay, I'm gonna get some violet right here. Okay, and I'm gonna lighten it. So you know, we only use a few colors today, but we focus more on movements. Okay. I'm gonna use my palette knife again. I'm gonna dab onto my pure white. Okay, just like that. Okay. I'm gonna brighten this area. And if you notice already, when we do seascapes, we use a lot of white. And it's a daytime seascape. That's just natural and that's just normal because light is, I mean, the white color is consistent with the light. I'm gonna make it a little more violet. Okay. But this area will be more dark. Right. Let me add some more white. And pink. I'm really enjoying this and I really like it. And yeah, I think I'm gonna go and lighten a bit more the upper part. Okay. So I'm gonna go for more white. Right here, let's add some more pink color. Okay, now I really want to darken even more the midsection. I'll be using black, okay? And if you're going to use this technique, be sure that the midsection is already dry. You don't want to smudge some paints. And to make your paints dry faster, you can actually use some hair dryer. Okay, just to give it some more depth. Okay. Let me use some more white. Actually, the black is mixing. So I'll be mixing some purple and blue. I'll be using that color right here. And some more white. And then some watered down purple. Again, water it down so that you create that water effect. I love this one. Okay, I want to get some more white. And slightly glaze. Okay. Okay. Some more. I'm just gonna darken again. Okay. It has a lot of movement to it, right? Mhm. I'm just adding more foams. And some more blue colors. Let me check. I'm gonna whiten, or I'm gonna lighten this part by glazing it with watered down white. I just want to make sure that we play with the light. All right. Also, the topmost portion of the wave. Okay, this is good. All right, I'm gonna sign this now. And for the signature, I'm just gonna use my black. I'm gonna sign right here. Okay. And I think we're done. We're done, guys. So it's very nice. I like it. I really enjoy doing this one. It's kind of different from my usual seascapes, and I just love it. So I hope you enjoy this one. And if you're painting along with me, let me know in the comment section below. If or I mean, I'm gonna link in the description box below as well the other what do you call this, the other seascape tutorials that I've done in the past, so that you can also choose from them. So I hope you enjoy this one, and I hope you paint along with me. And if you like this video, let me know in the comment section below, and see you in my next one. Bye guys. Love you.